Hey y'all, welcome to Peyton Energetics. I'm Peyton, and I'm a Pleiadian channel and starseed coach. So in today's video, we're going to be doing a bit of a follow-up to a video I did a couple weeks ago on starseed transmuters. And I'm following up with this video because the videos that I have done on transmuters have raised so many questions. So many people want to know more about it. They are messaging me with questions, comments, and I thought it was worthwhile just sharing some of the answers to the questions I've been getting about starseed transmuters. Now, because I did a video on transmuters a couple weeks ago and did another one about a year ago, I'm not going to go back into all the details of what a transmuter is. Go back, grab those older videos, and take a look at those if you want to know more about identifying transmuters. So I'm not going to take you back through all the history of that, but instead I'm going to throw out some of the questions that have been coming in from y'all and talk about some of the answers to help you understand starseed transmuters on a slightly deeper level. I think one of the reasons why the starseed transmuter videos have kind of gotten so much attention and raised so many questions is that there's so little information out there to help transmuters. This is something that I had to figure out myself from scratch. I had to be my own guinea pig to figure out what I was doing with my energy field and how to manage some of the side effects of being a transmuter. So there just aren't a lot of resources out there to help transmuters. So I think that's one of the reasons why this video series on transmuters has just resonated with so many of y'all. So today I'm going to share some of the questions that have been coming in response to that video. And we'll go a little deeper on transmuters, how they work, how they can get help, get some resources to get them some relief. So that is what we are going to be digging into in today's video. Now, before we jump into the frequently asked questions about transmuters, don't forget, hit the subscribe button and the like button if you haven't done that yet. Now, just to give you a quick overview of transmuters, in case you missed the video on them, a transmuter is essentially a subset of starseed. So it is one of the categories of starseed. And sometimes we refer to these as a starseed soul mission. So that's one way to look at it. But transmuters are starseeds who are here to be of service in a very specific way. And the way they do that is by transmuting huge volumes of energy for the collective. Now, as y'all know, because we've talked about it in lots and lots of videos, transmuting energy is something we all do. So this is not something that is special about transmuters. It is something that every human does on some level. So even those folks who are completely still asleep, not awake, not aware of any of the things that we talk about on this channel, they are still transmuting energy. But when we talk about starseed transmuters, we are talking about people who do this on a completely different level. So this is the difference between a 9-year-old shooting baskets in their driveway and a famous NBA player. So we are talking scale here when we talk about starseed transmuters. So what transmuters do is they process huge volumes of negative energy for the collective. And they do this by running this negative energy through their bodies and converting it to light, converting it to love. And most transmuters have no idea that they are doing this. This is one of the reasons why so few people are even aware that they are a transmuter. So starseed transmuters can have certain issues that come up as a result of this. And one of the things that kind of is the common theme for transmuters is that being a transmuter can be super rough on the physical body. So one thing that many transmuters will have in common is that they have major issues with the body. And the reason for this is often because they are bringing in way more energy than their body can handle. On top of the fact that as humans, we tend to be carrying a lot of density, a lot of limiting beliefs, a lot of dense energy and emotions that puts further strain on the body. So what happens with a lot of transmuters is they feel awful in the body. So that's one of the things that I've noticed with most of the transmuters that I've worked with in my practice. So one of the questions that comes up a lot when I have been talking in these transmuter videos is people are curious to know, how do you know if you are one? And I go into a lot of detail on this in the 2 transmuter videos, so check that out if you happen to have missed it. But one of the ways you can figure out if you yourself are a transmuter is by sitting with your intuition and just asking your higher self the question. Once you start to ask this question, your intuition is going to start to answer you. Now, this may not be, unfortunately, a verbal answer. You may not hear the voice of God moving in your head. Yes, you are a transmuter. But what will happen is the universe will start to leave you breadcrumbs. It will start to steer you in the direction of the answer. And so this is what the guides always encourage us to do, is to get the answer from within. So just asking this question in meditation, as you sit in stillness, do some sort of great breath work, just starting to ask the question and then look to see how the universe is answering you, because it absolutely will. But it will tend to do that by putting things in your path. So keeping in mind, we don't normally get a verbal answer. Wouldn't it be easy if we did? So just starting to ask that question will start to bring the answer to you. And it may have been that the guides brought you this video today to answer the question for you. Because if you are watching this video, or if you resonated with the past videos on transmuters, you probably are one. That is probably why it crossed your path. So another way to determine if you're a transmuter is to just figure out if this resonates with you. How does it sit in your body? As we talk about, some of the common characteristics of transmuters, some of the struggles that transmuters tend to share, if this resonates with you, that's a great sign that you are probably a transmuter. But you can also go all in and have an intuitive like myself look at your energy field. This is something that I do with all of my transmuter clients, is to look at their energy field in detail to see how you are actually moving energy. Because what I've noticed after working with lots of transmuters over the years is, first off, they tend to be moving massive amounts of energy, way more than the average human, way more than even the average starseed or light worker. So that is one thing that always tips me off that someone's a transmuter. And something else that often happens with transmuters when I look at their energy field is that they tend to be doing something pretty funky with their energy field. So your average person who has been doing spiritual work will move energy through their body in a very specific way. As intuitives, we recognize it. It looks normal. And when you look at the energy field of a transmuter, you are like, what is going on here? This is like nothing I have ever seen. So this is one of the ways that I can generally tell if someone is a transmuter. So working with an intuitive like myself can get you a very concrete and detailed answer if you want to go beyond what you're getting from your intuition. Now, another question that I get a lot with transmuters is, can you be more than one thing? So if you know that you are a starseed who is maybe a grid worker or an anchor, can you also be a transmuter? And the answer is absolutely. It is really common for starseeds to have multiple mission categories. So what this means is your soul intended to do several different jobs while you are here in this incarnation. So a lot of starseeds are here to be anchors and also transmuters. So if you are listening to the videos on Starseed's soul mission and find yourself resonating with more than one, perfectly normal. That is very, very common. So it is possible to be a transmuter and also be other things. This is completely unique to each of us as to what our soul intended to do in this incarnation. And a lot of us are multitaskers, right? We intended to do several things. So it's very common to see transmuters overlapping with anchors. So catch the anchor video if you missed that one. That will help you figure out if this might be you. Transmuters are often also overlapping with grid workers. So they are often here to do their transmuting work with planetary energies. And other transmuters are here to work on more of the human side of the energy. So every transmuter is completely unique. They work differently. They run energy through their body differently. So you are probably going to be a very unique and special case, doing your own perfect combination of all of these things. So yep, it is totally normal if you resonate with more than one mission category. Now, another question that has been asked about transmuters is, do all transmuters work the same way? And from the transmuters that I have coached in my practice and the friends that I have who are transmuters, I would say no. Generally, transmuters are performing what we would call a common function, which is, of course, that cleansing and transmuting of energy that we talked about at the beginning. But I'm noticing as I work with more and more transmuters that everyone seems to be doing this in their own unique way. So there is no one size fits all when it comes to starseeds. We have very diverse purposes, diverse skills, and we combine them in unique ways. So I have seen transmuters who have been focused only on particular parts of the world. I have seen transmuters who have been here only to work with certain planetary templates. So some transmuters are here to break down some of those very heavy human programs, and others are here to clear geographic areas. So this is where you can see a little overlap with starseeds who are grid workers. So we have some transmuters who are here to work in particular countries, and transmuters can work on very small, specific areas. Maybe they are here to only work on their city. And I've also seen transmuters who are here to clear and process huge regions of the world. So this is something that is very unique to the transmuter. And it's just a question of, how did you set up your soul blueprint? What did you intend to do as a transmuter? So I have not seen that all transmuters look the same. In fact, I find that each one is pretty unique. Now, I had kind of an unusual question come in through Instagram where someone asked me, can transmuters transmute energy for an entire part of the world that is going through some sort of hardship, maybe a war experience or a natural disaster? Can transmuters shift the energy of that entire region? And this is a little bit of a complicated question, because one thing that my guides often say, and if y'all have seen any of my videos, you know that I am a Pleiadian channel. So I tend to work a lot with the Pleiadians. And what they have said about transmuters is that transmuters have the ability to move so much energy through their bodies that they can shift timelines for the entire collective. So transmuters, according to the Pleiadians, can collapse timelines for the collective. They can strengthen timelines for the collective. So they have the capacity to move a lot more energy than your average person. And because of this, according to the guides, it is absolutely possible for a transmuter to shift the energy of the entire planet. Now, this sounds like a lot. So I'm like, really? How does one person do that? Even someone running a lot of energy. But according to the Pleiadians, the key here is remembering that your entire reality is your creation. So of course, you can change everything in your reality. But transmuters can also lift the frequency of the entire collective. But here's the caveat. We can never change someone else's chosen experience. So according to the Pleiadians, transmuters absolutely have the ability to shift energy for the entire collective. And this is not to say that transmuters are special. Whenever we are talking about any particular starseed category or any particular light worker, this is not to say that transmuters are special, because we don't want to get into ego when we are talking about this. We are just talking about abilities to move energy. So we always want to keep our egos out of this. This is not about saying that transmuters are better than anyone. We're not saying that at all. All we are talking about is ability to move energy on a very large scale. So always remember, keep that ego out of it. Now, finally, one other question that I get all the time from transmuters is they want to know how to get relief for the body. Because as we dove into in detail in the transmuter videos, transmuters can have a tough time in the body. And this can range from everything from just feeling a little weird in your body all the time, to not liking being in a body, to having a lot of mysterious ailments that no one can identify, no one knows what's going on, to having really chronic and serious illnesses. And I have seen it all in transmuters, but one common thing that transmuters tend to have in common, and again, this is not to say everyone will. We are never talking in absolutes in my videos, but we do tend to see the overwhelming majority of transmuters having some sort of significant difficulty with the body. Now, one of the questions then that naturally comes up is, what can we do about that as transmuters? Because we run energy the way we run energy. So what do we do about this? Well, there are a few things that can help transmuters who are struggling with the body. Number one, the first thing that can be helpful is to balance and heal your energy field. One of the reasons why transmuters suffer so much in the physical body, according to the guides, is that they are running massive amounts of energy through damaged energy fields. So our energy field, and we sometimes call this our aura, is supposed to support us, do the heavy lifting for us, but over our lifetimes, most of us have picked up a lot of limiting beliefs, a lot of energy that doesn't belong to us, and a lot of damage to our energy field. So that is the equivalent of driving on a flat tire. So if your energy field is damaged and deflated, much like a flat tire, it's not really helping you. So what happens then is all that energetic weight of processing all this energy falls on the physical body. And as you can imagine, that's not a lot of fun. So one of the things that can help you if you are a transmuter who is just having a fit with the body, get some help with balancing, healing, and clearing your energy field. Once you have a strong, healthy energy field, it's going to start to take the pressure off the body. So that can be something that is very helpful. And the way you do this is by having a set of energy tools. It is a simple process, a simple practice that you do every day that will start to heal and rebuild and rebalance your energy field. And these are practices I teach all my clients. So if you need help with this, contact me through the link in the description if you need some help with this. But a few simple tools can go a long way to rebalancing and resetting your energy, which again, just takes some of the pressure off the body so that you can do your transmuter work without getting beat up. Because this can be a lot of no fun, y'all, if you do not know how to take the pressure off the body. And a lot of y'all probably know that firsthand. So balancing and healing and protecting that energy field can go a long way to helping you. Now, step number 2 to help you with the body is raising the vibration. And we talk about this all the time in the spiritual community. There's lots of ways to raise your vibration, but the more you can elevate your vibration, the less density you are holding in your body and in your energy field, which means the less interference there is as you bring this energy into your body. So the cleaner you are, the higher your vibration is, the easier it is to transmute energy. So again, simple tools help you with this. I have done a couple videos that walk you through some energy protection tools that can be really, really helpful. So check those out in the Starseed playlist if you need a little more guidance on that. But the more you can raise your vibration, the more it will help take some of that strain off the body. And number 3, the other thing that can really help you if you're getting a lot of kickback from the body is to learn how to run your energy properly. Now, this is something, of course, that none of us are ever taught. You have to do some pretty intensive training in intuitive practice or mediumship to have ever been taught these very simple tools. But once you learn how to actually run your energy properly, and all that means is how to move energy through your body so it doesn't get stuck. So a lot of us, we are bringing in massive amounts of energy as transmuters, and it's getting stuck in the body. It's getting stuck in the energy field, whereas it is intended to flow through us. But what gets it stuck is all those things that we talked about a few minutes ago: limiting beliefs, energy that doesn't belong to you, stuck and frozen emotions in the body and the energy field. All of these cause energetic interference, essentially. And as you have more of that in your energy field, when you start to bring in all of that energy as a transmuter, it doesn't move properly, which overloads the physical system and contributes to whatever that particular manifestation may be for you of problems with the body. So learning some tools to get your energy flowing properly will really help you transmute on a whole nother level. It is so worth your time. So those are a couple of the frequently asked questions that seem to come up over and over again from transmuters. I hope this has helped you understand transmuters at a deeper level. Now, I am thinking about doing something to help transmuters out even more. I'm playing around with the idea of doing a training course just for transmuters to take you through all of the tools that I have talked about in these videos in a couple of classes, maybe 4, 5, 6 classes. So let me know in the comments below if that is something that would interest you. I am just finding that so many transmuters are writing me asking, how do I get help with this? And so I'm thinking of putting together a training program for y'all that is just for transmuters to teach you some of the basic tools to help you do this more comfortably. So let me know in the comments if that sounds good to you. And as always, if you need help with this or want to work with me one-on-one, message me through the link in the description or reach out to me on Instagram at Peyton Energetics.